I'm here with Ben LaBolt, the chief spokesman for the Obama campaign. Okay, free shot. What did you think of the speech?
Well, I think if you were an undecided voter watching this convention, what you didn't hear was what Mitt Romney would do if elected president. We heard a lot about hard truths, but they never showed up here at the convention. Governor Romney didn't explain how those $5 trillion tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans that he charged the middle class and seniors for would unleash job creation. When we pursued those same tax cuts in 2001 and 2003, they led to the slowest pace of job creation we've seen since World War II. He didn't talk about the hard truths of the budget that he's proposed. The fact that if you're a student, it's going to be harder to get a loan. If you're a senior, it's going to charge you $6,400 out of pocket for your health care costs to pay for those tax cuts for millionaires and billionaires. A lot of recycled attacks against the president we've heard over the past year. Not a lot of specifics about his plan.
But one of the things, Ben, that he did, and talking to people in your campaign, they talk about the permission structure, the idea that if Mitt Romney can give people a pathway away from this man they liked, this man they trusted, then Senator Obama, if he can say, nice guy, give him a gold watch, and let's move on to fixing this economy, that's part of his task. Did he tried to do that tonight. What did you think about his attempt?
Well, you know, Governor Romney has the highest unfavorable rating of any nominee in recent history, and I think that's because Americans have learned about his record over the course of the past year. He's claimed that he was a job creator in the private sector, but then it came out that he profited off of bankrupting companies and outsourcing jobs. He made all the same promises on the campaign trail in Massachusetts he's making today. He said that the pace of job creation would pick up, that he'd get the deficit under control, that the size of government would shrink. And none of those things turned out to be true in Massachusetts. So if it didn't work then, why would it work now?
What has happened here, either in the governor's speech tonight or in these 3 days, that will cause you to tweak things or move them around a little bit for your big party next week?
Well, I think we're taking a different approach to Charlotte. The Republicans largely use Tampa as an opportunity to attack the president. We think that if you're an undecided voter, really if you're any American, the core question as you go into the polls in November is, who's going to create good-paying, sustainable jobs for the middle class? Who will restore economic security from the middle class, which has been slipping away over the past couple of decades? And so the president and all of the speakers next week are going to address how we restore economic security for the middle class through investments in education. One of the pillars of this is retirement security, a strong plan for retirement security, investments in manufacturing and research and development. That's how we create those good-paying, sustainable jobs for the middle class, not by cutting back in all of those areas when countries around the world are racing to invest in them.
I don't guess that the president watched Mitt Romney's speech. He probably wasn't watching the convention
I think
here.
Earlier in the night he was with his briefing book and with his family, but I imagine he'll catch up on some of the coverage later tonight and tomorrow morning.
Do you think anybody might have rushed in and said, boss, I know you weren't planning to watch this, but Clint Eastwood is talking to an empty chair in which he's suggesting you're sitting. What did you make of Clint Eastwood, an American icon, on stage?
Well, it sort of felt like flipping through the channels on Comedy Central at 3 a.m. at some point in college, a weird moment of deja vu. I'm not sure we'll have a full explanation on what the intention of that was for several days to come.
Any plan to counter-program at your convention with...
We might have Salvador Dali speak.
Just to make it slightly more normal.
That's right.
Ben LaBolt, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.